My name is Jordan Blake. I'm 27 years old. 6 weeks ago, I came home from my shift at the hospital to find my apartment empty. The dog bed was gone, the food bowls were gone, and my 3-year-old golden retriever Bailey, my certified therapy dog, my companion through grief, the dog I'd raised from a puppy, was gone. I called my parents in a panic. I had an extra key for emergencies. Did something happen? Did you have to take Bailey to the vet? My mother sighed like I was being dramatic. Jordan, we gave Bailey to a nice family. You work too much. You're never home. The poor dog was suffering. We did what was best for her. You gave away my dog? Without asking me? She's better off with people who have time for her. A family with children and a yard. Stop being selfish. You were neglecting her. I hung up and called the police. Filed a report for stolen property. But the officer was sympathetic but realistic. Family disputes over pets are tricky. Do you have proof of ownership? She's microchipped in my name. I have vet records, adoption papers, everything. Good. Keep those. You might need them. But what my parents didn't know was that Bailey wasn't just any dog. She was a certified therapy dog registered with Pet Partners, microchipped through a specialized service that flagged any ownership changes. And what they really didn't know was that when they tried to transfer her microchip to the nice family, who'd actually paid them $3,000 for a purebred therapy dog, the microchip company called me with questions about why someone was attempting to fraudulently transfer ownership of a registered service animal. Before I tell you what happened when I showed up at my parents' anniversary party with Bailey, a police officer, and evidence of felony theft, please like and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy this story. Drop a comment. Where are you watching from and what time is it? I'd love to hear from you. Now, let me take you back to where this really began. Growing up in Denver, I learned early that my younger sister Melissa was the perfect daughter and I was the disappointment. My family consisted of my father, who ran a successful insurance company, my mother, who was a real estate agent, my younger sister Melissa, who could do no wrong, and me, the daughter whose choices were always questioned. Melissa brought home conventional success. I brought home passion. When I was 16, I volunteered at a children's hospital and fell in love with the idea of becoming a pediatric nurse. I spent my entire junior year shadowing nurses, volunteering in the children's ward, organizing toy drives for the patients. I showed my parents my acceptance letter to the volunteer program, 200 hours of service that would guarantee me a reference for nursing school. My father barely looked at it. Nursing? Jordan, you have the grades for medical school. Why would you settle for nursing? That same week, Melissa got accepted to the cheerleading squad at her high school. Not varsity, JV. One of 20 girls who made the team. My parents threw a celebration dinner, invited 30 people, bought Melissa a $500 cheerleading wardrobe package. I told myself it was fine. Cheerleading was more visible than hospital volunteering. At 18, I got accepted to the University of Colorado's nursing program with a partial scholarship. I wanted to work with children, to make a difference during their most vulnerable moments, to be the kind of nurse who actually cared. My parents came to my high school graduation, but left before the ceremony ended. Melissa had a cheerleading practice they wanted to watch. They gave me a card with $100 inside. For textbooks, my mother said. 2 years earlier, when Melissa graduated 8th grade with a 3.2 GPA, they'd given her a $2,000 laptop and a trip to Los Angeles. I told myself it was different. Melissa was younger. She needed more support. During college, I worked 2 jobs while going to school full-time. Studied nursing during the day, waited tables at night, picked up weekend shifts at the hospital as a nursing assistant. I was exhausted, lonely, struggling. Then, during my junior year, one of my professors told me about therapy dog programs. Jordan, you're drawn to emotional support work. Have you considered getting a therapy dog? They can help with your stress, and you could eventually certify the dog to work with you in pediatrics. I'd always loved dogs, but never had one growing up. My mother said they were too messy. I researched breeds, Found a reputable golden retriever breeder. Saved for 6 months, every spare dollar from my tips and extra shifts. $1,500 for a puppy from health-tested parents. I brought Bailey home when she was 8 weeks old. This tiny ball of gold fur who looked at me with complete trust. I told my parents about her. I got a puppy. I'm going to train her as a therapy dog. My mother's response. You can barely take care of yourself. How are you going to handle a dog? But I did handle it. I took Bailey to training classes 3 times a week. Socialization groups, basic obedience, then advanced obedience, then therapy dog certification training. Bailey was a natural, gentle, intuitive, calm around chaos. By the time she was 18 months old, she'd passed her Canine Good Citizen test and her therapy dog certification. We started volunteering together at Children's Hospital, Colorado. Bailey would visit kids undergoing cancer treatment, kids in the ICU, kids who were scared and in pain. She'd rest her head on their beds, let them pet her soft fur, give them something to smile about. I watched children's faces light up when Bailey walked in, watched anxious parents relax, watched Bailey do what I was training to do, bring comfort to suffering. Meanwhile, Melissa dropped out of college after 2 semesters, decided she wanted to be an influencer. My parents supported her completely, paid her rent, bought her professional camera equipment, funded her lifestyle while she posted photos on Instagram. Melissa is building her brand, my mother would say. Social media is the future. Melissa had 3,000 followers and no income. I was working as a pediatric nurse at a major hospital. But somehow she was the success story. I graduated with my BSN, got hired immediately at Children's Hospital, Colorado, started working in pediatric oncology, one of the hardest, most emotionally demanding specialties. My parents didn't come to my graduation. Melissa was launching her influencer brand that day with a photo shoot they'd paid $2,000 for. They sent a text. Proud of you. Keep working hard. Melissa's photo shoot post got 47 likes. Over the next 3 years, Bailey and I worked together. She'd come to the hospital on my days off, visiting patients. Kids who were terrified of their treatments would relax when Bailey was there. Parents would cry, thanking me for bringing her. Bailey wasn't just my pet. She was my partner, my emotional support through the hardest shifts, my reason to come home and take care of myself, the living being who loved me unconditionally when I felt completely alone. Last year, my parents started pressuring me about my lifestyle. You work too much, Jordan. You're 27 and single. You live alone with a dog. When are you going to focus on finding a husband? I'm focused on my career. Your career is nursing. You could do that anywhere. You should move back home, save money, focus on meeting someone suitable. I have my own life here. You have a dog and a studio apartment. That's not a life. Then, 3 months ago, my parents asked for a key to my apartment. For emergencies, in case something happens and we need to check on you. I should have said no, but they wore me down, made me feel like I was being paranoid and difficult. I gave them a key. 2 months ago, Melissa announced she wanted a dog. A golden retriever like Jordan's. They're so photogenic, perfect for my content. I felt a chill. Melissa, dogs are a huge responsibility. They need training, exercise, vet care. I know that. I'm not stupid. Besides, Mom and Dad said they'd help. Help how? They're going to buy me a puppy. A really good one from a fancy breeder. It'll be amazing for my brand. 1 week later, I worked a double shift. 16 hours in pediatric oncology. A patient I'd grown close to, a 7-year-old girl named Emma, had died during my shift. I was devastated, emotionally destroyed. I came home at midnight, desperate to hold Bailey, to cry into her fur, to feel her unconditional love. My apartment was empty. No Bailey, no dog bed, no bowls, no toys. I called my parents, panicking. That's when my mother told me they'd given her away to A nice family with children and a yard. You work too much. You're never home. Bailey was suffering. We did what was best. I was screaming. She's my dog! You had no right! We had every right. You gave us a key. You clearly can't handle the responsibility. We made an executive decision. I hung up, called the police, filed a stolen property report. Then I called Pet Partners, the therapy dog registry, explained what happened. The coordinator, Linda, was horrified. Jordan, Bailey is a registered therapy animal. Her microchip is flagged in the national database. If anyone tries to transfer ownership or register her elsewhere, it triggers an alert. Can you help me find her? We'll do everything we can. In the meantime, document everything. This is theft of a service animal, which is a felony in Colorado. I spent 3 days searching. Called every shelter, every rescue, every vet in the area. Posted on social media. Offered a reward. Nothing. Then, on day 4, I got a call from Home Again, the microchip company. Ms. Blake, this is Jennifer from Home Again Customer Service. We've received a request to transfer ownership of your dog Bailey, microchip number 981020012345678. Can you verify this request? My heart stopped. No, I didn't authorize any transfer. My dog was stolen. I see. The person requesting the transfer is listed as Melissa Blake. She claims she purchased the dog from a breeder. Melissa Blake is my sister. She didn't purchase Bailey. Bailey is a certified therapy dog I've owned for 3 years. I thought something was off. Certified therapy dogs are flagged in our system. Any ownership change requires additional verification, which is why we called you. She paused. Ms. Blake, would you like us to deny the transfer and flag the chip as stolen? Yes, absolutely. And can you tell me where Melissa is located? Jennifer gave me the address where Melissa had attempted to register Bailey. My parents' house. They'd given my dog to my sister, probably sold her to Melissa, knowing my sister wanted a photogenic golden retriever for her Instagram. I called my lawyer, the same one who'd helped me with my apartment lease, explained everything. Jordan, this is serious. Theft of a service animal is a felony in Colorado. Stealing a dog worth $1,500 plus 3 years of training and certification? We're looking at $8,000 to $10,000 in value. And if they sold her? That's trafficking in stolen property. I just want Bailey back. We'll get her back, and we'll make sure your parents face consequences. My lawyer sent a legal demand letter to my parents and Melissa. Return Bailey within 24 hours or face criminal prosecution and civil suit. My mother called, furious. You're threatening to sue your own family over a dog? You stole my certified therapy dog and sold her to Melissa. That's a felony. We didn't sell her. We gifted her. Family helps family. How much did Melissa pay you? Silence. Mom, how much? $3,000. For all the money we've spent on you over the years, we deserve... I hung up. They'd sold my dog, my therapy dog, for $3,000. My lawyer filed a police report for felony theft and trafficking in stolen property. The detective assigned to the case, Officer Martinez, was a dog lover. Ma'am, I have 3 dogs of my own. What your parents did is unconscionable. We'll get Bailey back. But my parents weren't cooperating. They claimed they had rehomed Bailey to a nice family and didn't have to tell me where. Then I got another call from Pet Partners. Jordan, someone tried to use Bailey as a therapy dog at a children's hospital in Aurora. The hospital called to verify her certification. When they ran her microchip, they found she was flagged as stolen. Where is she? The hospital has her in their security office. They're holding her until you can pick her up. I drove to the hospital immediately. When I walked into the security office, Bailey was lying on a dog bed, looking anxious and confused. The moment she saw me, she started crying. Not barking, crying. She ran to me, shaking, pressing against my legs. I collapsed to the floor and held her. "I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry." The hospital security chief, a kind woman named Carol, explained what happened. A young woman brought her in, claiming she was a certified therapy dog. But Bailey was anxious, not performing like a trained therapy dog would. We checked her chip and found she was stolen. We called the police. Did you get the woman's name? Melissa Blake. She left her driver's license when she registered at the front desk. Officer Martinez met me at the hospital, took my statement, reviewed the evidence, the microchip records, the pet partner's registration, the hospital security footage showing Melissa trying to use my stolen dog for her influencer brand. Ms. Blake, we have enough for felony charges against all three of them. Your parents for theft and trafficking, your sister for receiving stolen property and attempted fraud. I just want them to face consequences. They stole Bailey because they thought I didn't deserve her, because they wanted to give her to my sister for Instagram photos. Officer Martinez nodded. They're going to face consequences, trust me. The criminal charges were filed. My parents and Melissa were arrested. The DA's office was taking it seriously. Theft of a service animal, trafficking and stolen property, conspiracy. But before the court date, my parents announced they were having their 35th anniversary party. A big celebration at their country club. 80 guests. They had the audacity to invite me. Jordan, let's put this unpleasantness behind us. Come celebrate with family. Bring Bailey if you want. We can all move forward. Move forward? They'd stolen my dog and sold her. But I had an idea. I'll come, I said. Bailey and I will both be there. The anniversary party was exactly as I expected. 80 people in formal attire at the country club. My parents holding court, accepting congratulations, playing the perfect couple. Melissa was there, looking nervous. She'd made bail but was facing serious charges. I arrived at 7 p.m. with Bailey on her official therapy dog vest. The one that said, "Certified therapy dog. Do not pet without permission." My mother saw me and smiled, playing gracious hostess. "Jordan, you came! And you brought Bailey!" People gathered around. "What a beautiful dog! Is she a therapy dog? How sweet!" My father approached. "See, Jordan? We can all be adults about this. The charges are ridiculous. We're family." "You're right, Dad. Let's be adults." I pulled out my folder. Documents I'd prepared with my lawyer. Since we're all here, I want to share some information about Bailey. For those who don't know, Bailey is a certified therapy dog. She's registered with Pet Partners, microchipped with Home Again, and has worked with me at Children's Hospital Colorado for 2 years. People smiled, nodding. 6 weeks ago, my parents used their emergency key to my apartment to break in while I was working a 16-hour shift. They took Bailey, without my knowledge or consent, and gave her to my sister Melissa. The room went quiet. They didn't rehome her to a nice family as they told me. They sold her to Melissa for $3,000 because Melissa wanted a photogenic golden retriever for her Instagram account. My mother's face went white. I pulled out the first document. This is the police report for theft of a service animal, filed 6 weeks ago when I discovered Bailey was missing. Next document. This is the Home Again microchip transfer request that Melissa filed, trying to register Bailey as her own dog. The company called me to verify because certified therapy dogs are flagged in the system for exactly this reason. Next document. This is the security report from Aurora Hospital, where Melissa tried to use Bailey as a therapy dog for a photo shoot without proper authorization. Bailey was so stressed from being separated from me that she didn't perform correctly, which is how hospital security caught the fraud. Officer Martinez walked in. I'd asked him to come. Good evening, everyone. I'm Officer Martinez, Denver Police Department. I'm the investigating officer on the Blake case, felony theft of a service animal and trafficking in stolen property. You could hear a pin drop. Mr. and Mrs. Blake, Officer Martinez continued, you stole a certified therapy dog valued at approximately $8,500. That's the puppy cost, training, certification, and 3 years of service. You sold that dog to your daughter Melissa for $3,000. Under Colorado law, that's felony theft and trafficking in stolen property. My mother was crying. We were trying to help Jordan. She works too much. The dog was suffering. Ma'am, Bailey is a working therapy dog. She's trained to handle long hours. She had regular vet care, proper food, exercise, enrichment. The only time she suffered was when you stole her and gave her to someone who had no idea how to handle a certified service animal. I pulled out more documents. These are statements from Children's Hospital Colorado. 5 pediatric oncology patients whose treatment improved because of Bailey's visits. 3 grieving families who said Bailey's presence helped them cope with their children's deaths. I looked at my parents. You took my therapy dog, a dog who comforts dying children, because you thought I didn't deserve her, because Melissa wanted a pretty dog for photos. My Aunt Linda, my mother's sister, spoke up. Susan, you stole Jordan's dog? A therapy dog? And sold her? We didn't steal. We made a decision for Jordan's own good. You made a decision to commit a felony, Officer Martinez interrupted. All 3 of you are facing charges. Your trial date is next month. I pulled out the final document. This is a civil lawsuit for $25,000. That's the replacement value of Bailey's training, my emotional distress from the theft, and punitive damages. My father was shaking. Jordan, please, don't destroy your family over this. You destroyed our family when you broke into my apartment and stole the one living being who's given me unconditional love. When you sold my service animal so Melissa could take Instagram photos. Bailey pressed against my leg. She knew I was upset. One of the guests, a lawyer my parents knew, spoke up. Robert, Susan, if these charges are accurate, you're looking at serious consequences. Felony theft of a service animal can carry a prison sentence. Prison? Over a dog? My mother shrieked. Over a certified service animal that you stole and trafficked, the lawyer corrected. Yes, absolutely, prison is possible. Officer Martinez handed my parents papers. You're being formally served with the court date. I recommend you get a good lawyer. People were leaving, walking out in disgust. My parents' perfect anniversary party was collapsing. Melissa was sobbing. I didn't know it was this serious. I just wanted a dog like Jordan's. You knew Bailey was mine, I said coldly. You knew I'd raised her from a puppy. You knew she was certified. You just didn't care. I picked up my documents and Bailey's leash. Come on, girl. Let's go home. As we left, I could hear my mother begging people to stay. My father trying to explain. The party dissolving into shocked conversations. That was 6 weeks ago. The criminal trial is next month. The DA is taking it seriously. My parents and Melissa are facing felony charges. My parents' friends have distanced themselves. Turns out, stealing a therapy dog that works with dying children doesn't make you popular in polite society. Melissa's influencer career imploded. When the story went viral, influencer steals sister's therapy dog for Instagram photos. She lost most of her followers. Several brands she'd been working with dropped her. My civil suit is proceeding. My lawyer is confident we'll win full damages plus legal fees. And Bailey? She's back home. Back to work at the hospital. The kids love her. She's healing from the trauma of being stolen, slowly learning to trust that I won't disappear again. My Aunt Linda apologized profusely. I knew they favored Melissa. I didn't know they'd literally steal from you. Most people don't think their family is capable of felonies until they commit them. People ask if I'll drop the charges, if family isn't worth preserving. And here's what I know. My parents didn't just take my dog. They broke into my home, stole my certified service animal, and sold her. All because they thought I didn't deserve her and Melissa did. They stole Bailey on the worst day of my life, the day Emma died, the day I came home desperate for comfort and found my apartment empty. That's not family. That's cruelty. I'm 27 years old. I'm a pediatric oncology nurse. I have a certified therapy dog who brings comfort to dying children and their families. And I have boundaries now. Clear, legal, enforced boundaries. If you're reading this and someone has stolen your pet, please know. Document everything. Microchip your animals. Keep vet records. And don't be afraid to press charges. Your pet is family, your companion, your support system, and no one, not even your parents, has the right to take them. Thank you for reading my story. If it resonated with you, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment. Have you ever had family betray your trust with your pets? How did you fight back? I'd love to hear from you. Your animals deserve protection. Your bond with them is real and valid, and you have every right to fight for them. Bailey is sleeping at my feet right now, safe, home, where she belongs, and that's all that matters.